Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So if you watch my videos, guys, you will know by now that I love to talk about the cultural differences between Germany and New Zealand. Today is no exception. I am going to be sharing 5 things that you see in Germany that you would never see in New Zealand. Okay, so let's jump straight into it in no particular order. One of the things that you see in Germany that you would never see in New Zealand are advertisements for smoking, for cigarettes. So just the other day I was going for a walk and I saw a huge big billboard advertising smoking, and it was a very glamorous looking billboard. It was obvious that the intention of this billboard was to make smoking seem glamorous, seem appealing, something cool. This surprises me because in New Zealand these types of advertisements are banned. Like, you would never see this. Maybe like 25 years ago in New Zealand they would advertise cigarettes, but definitely not anymore. And I know in Germany this is not something you see all the time, but it is something you see. You definitely don't see cigarette advertising on television anymore in Germany, but you do see the billboards, and I find it quite ironic that they will have this glamorous advertisement and then underneath they will have this big warning sign about smoking and how dangerous it is, that it can kill you. Many of you will know that my mum has been staying in Germany with us. She's recently gone back to New Zealand, but one of the things she noticed this time around is that a lot of the younger generation in Germany smoke. And in New Zealand, smoking has become very, very uncool. It's something that only like the older generation do. When I was growing up, like when I was a teenager, smoking was kind of considered cool. I never smoked, but I know a lot of my friends smoked and it was kind of like not a big deal. You don't really see this much in New Zealand anymore. In Germany, I feel like it hasn't really gone out of style yet. So you do see a lot of the younger generation here smoking. Mum pointed that out to me and it made me think, I wonder if there is a connection between the cigarette advertising and the fact that a lot of Germans smoke. Also in Germany there are a lot of cigarette machines, which is something you do not see at all in New Zealand. And so a cigarette machine, basically it's just like a booth. I'll insert a picture, but you put in your money and you have to provide ID. There's some kind of tracking system with the ID, and you can press a button and your packet of cigarettes will come out, and there's a lot of different brands to choose from. You see these all the time in Germany, whether it's in a big city, a town, a village. I've got one on my street, and it just makes buying cigarettes so easy and just so convenient. I definitely think this may have something to do with the high amount of Germans who smoke. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. So another thing that you see quite a lot in Germany that you would never see in New Zealand is a person sitting outside a public restroom collecting money. So when I first saw this in Germany, I was just so confused. I didn't know what was going on. I remember the first time I saw this was when I really needed to use the restroom. I was at a gas station on the Autobahn, and when I walked into the toilet, I noticed somebody was sitting there. Obviously this person had been cleaning the bathroom and they were collecting money. They had like a little plate with coins on it, and it was definitely a new concept for me. The toilet was super clean, it was absolutely sparkling, and so when I came out of the toilet this person was standing there looking at me, waiting for me to give them money. I guess it's like a sign of appreciation for having a clean bathroom. You'll also see this in fast food restaurants in Germany. There will be somebody sitting outside the restroom waiting and collecting money, and for me, I don't know, this made me feel uncomfortable, not because I felt uncomfortable about having the cleaner outside the restroom. I felt uncomfortable because I just thought, that is not a nice job to have, spending hours and hours sitting outside a restroom collecting money. I felt really, really bad for the people doing this, and it made me feel uncomfortable, and it made me definitely feel like I wanted to give more money than I probably should have given them. I know a couple of times I've given them like €2 or something like that. I think you're only meant to give them about 50 cents, but I just thought, what a shitty job to have doing that. Why should somebody have to do that? And you know what? It's never a German with this job. It is always a foreigner sitting there outside the restroom collecting money for cleaning the toilets. I don't think these people should have to stand outside the restroom for hours and hours a day collecting money for cleaning, you know, the toilets. I think they should be getting paid enough as it is without having to rely on, you know, tips from people. I'm not saying that all public restrooms in Germany have these people just hanging around waiting and collecting money, but many of them do, and I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it at all. Let me know what you guys think. Another thing that I see in Germany that I would never see in New Zealand are men, middle-aged men wearing Speedos, and I have seen this in New Zealand but not for years. Like in the 90s, a lot of middle-aged men used to wear Speedos, and I remember my dad used to rock the Speedos, and it was, you know, something really cool back in the 90s in New Zealand. But in Germany, the middle-aged men here still wear Speedos confidently, and why not? Why shouldn't they wear Speedos? I think it's kind of cool. Women get to wear bikinis and swimsuits. They're really comfortable in the water, and then you see men with these like baggy shorts that can't be comfortable when you're wet, you know, like cold, wet fabric does not feel good. I understand that Speedos are so much more comfortable and so much more practical, and I don't know whether they're cool in Germany. Like, not everybody wears them, but you do see middle-aged men wearing Speedos. It doesn't matter if they have a bare belly, it just doesn't matter, they still rock the Speedos, just like German women rock the bikini at any age, shape, size. Also, I noticed when I was on holiday in Croatia, many of the European men, not just the Germans, but European men in general, wore Speedos. So I think it might be just a European thing, not specifically a German thing. Okay, so something else that you sometimes see in Germany that you would never see in New Zealand are shops that are specifically for underwear. Underwear shops, usually for the older generation, and there will be racks of bras and knickers and just, you know, general underwear just hanging out, blowing in the wind, and nobody blinks an eye. It's totally normal. This just amuses me so much, and it always makes me laugh when I see this. And Mum actually pointed this out the other day. In the little town where we're moving to, there is a custom underwear shop for the older generation, and I will insert a photo, and Mum actually took this photo by the way. And as you can see, just a couple of racks of old ladies' bras just blowing in the wind, just hanging out there on the footpath, and people just walk past, they don't even look twice, and this is just something you wouldn't see in New Zealand. I think this also has something to do with like the body positivity in Germany, which I absolutely love. Why shouldn't there be old ladies' bras on racks on the footpath for everyone to see? You know, it's just a bra. Why should we only get to see, you know, cute lacy bras for younger women displayed in shops? You know, I think it is totally fine. I just found it kind of funny. Actually, in Würzburg, there is a shop, like a custom bra shop for women with very big breasts. And there is a mannequin right in the window. The mannequin has the biggest breasts I've ever seen in my life. I think each breast would be about the size of my head, probably bigger than my head. And she's wearing this massive, massive lacy bra, which is fine. There are women out there that have breasts like this, and why shouldn't they have bras? You know, why shouldn't there be bras advertised for them? And as I've talked about time and time again, I think it is great that Germany promotes body confidence in women of all shapes, sizes, and ages. And last but not least, this is something that I have briefly mentioned on my channel a long time ago, but I have to bring it up again for this video. This is something that you would never see in New Zealand, and something that you see all the time in Germany, and that is magazines with topless models displayed for the whole world to see. Usually in petrol stations, gas stations, you will see this, and this like blew my mind when I first noticed this in Germany. It'll be kind of like Playboy type magazines. You'll just see the women's breasts, and the thing is, they're not trying to hide it from anybody. These are all advertised and displayed for everyone to see. What confused me was the fact that these magazines are open for children to see, you know, these sexy topless models, and they're not trying to hide them at all from children. And, you know, I don't think this is appropriate at all to see a lady, like a naked, sexy looking lady on a magazine. You know, for my 6-year-old girl to see this and my 3-year-old little boy to see this. This is more for like an 18-year-old to see, not for a child. I know that in many ways Germany is a very open-minded country. They're very open about nudity, about body positivity, that kind of thing. I love all of that. I'm just not a fan of those sexy magazines, you know, out displayed for children to see. In New Zealand, these types of magazines are hidden away well out of the view of children. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about this subject. Am I just being a little bit like prudish, or is this something that you think is a little bit, I don't know, a little bit too much? So guys, that's all I've got for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, then don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I would love you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I know that around 80% of you who watch my videos are not yet subscribed to my channel, so if you would subscribe, that would mean the world. Feel free to connect with me on Instagram, and I will see you again really soon. Bye!